Hey there, everybody. Hope you're having a wonderful day wherever you are in the world. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to whoever watching this from. And this is going to be a small talk on doing it your way. Now, I know that life is a journey, as I've mentioned many times myself and other people as well, and that we make mistakes, we learn, and we embark on certain paths that we choose to. And sometimes it can get overwhelming to be seeking so many answers in terms of these questions that we have in our mind. Why are we like this? How do we overcome it? Why are we in these certain situations? What lessons can we learn from it, and so on. But what I want to delve into in regards to this topic is mainly the fact that in search of those answers that we so desperately long for in these, fields of questions, we tend to get lost because at the time, you know, in search of those answers, we start seeking those answers generally from other people and from their walks of life and from their perspective and from what they've been through so far in their journey. And I feel like that's a good thing every now and then to seek answers to the questions that you have from other people because you can learn a lot from other people based on their experiences, and sometimes it can help you get out of certain situations or overcome certain problems that you encounter along the way. But generally speaking, it's not good in a sense in the fact that if you solely rely on other people's perspective, other people's opinions, and other people's, answers in and of itself on a daily basis to all the questions that you have, you're essentially gonna come across a certain situation which nobody else has been through except you at that present moment. And at in those type of moments and in that specific time, it's only you who can get yourself out of it. So it's really it's really hard, especially to not want to seek answers from other people, not want to seek help from other people, whereas it's always good to do so. I mean, of course, we're human. We need help every now and then. We can't just do it on our own for the rest of our lives. That's not how it works. You know, it's like that quote that I came across. I think one day it's like if you if you want to go quick, I believe it went along the lines of, I'm not really sure, but uh, if you want to go quick, you can do it by yourself. But if you want to go far, uh, you need somebody else to go with you, or somewhere along the lines of that. But it revolves around, uh, seeking help from other people and so on. And yeah, it's good all in all, to seek help, to get advice, to learn lessons, or to listen to other people's experiences and certain things. It can get it pretty far, but at the end of the day, when push comes to shove, uh, you're you're gonna be relying on yourself. And not to contradict myself on this talk, because I feel like I am so far with the with the mention of reliance on help and uh, doing it on your own. But what I wanted to dive into or to put emphasis on is that yes, you can take advice. Yes, you can do it. You can seek help. You can learn from other people's experiences and try to apply it to your own. But be mindful of the advice that you listen to. Be mindful of what information you take in and what information you apply, because sometimes it might not be towards building your path or towards the path that you're going down, and it can be completely irrelevant, and you apply it anyways and can get you stuck in other situations. So that's what I wanted to touch on, is like, if you go on a certain path and you yourself knows what needs to be done, how it should be done, when it should be done, and what's the ultimate end goal of it, then I would suggest, looking or seeking help from other people who are on a similar path. Or if there are none, then trust your instincts. I know it can be done. I know it can't be done as quick or as efficient as we would like to, but or as we would like it to be. But I feel like, as the age-old saying goes, good things take time. And sometimes if you're starting things from scratch and nobody's ever done it before, nobody's even attempted to do it before, then you're gonna have a hard time because you're the first one to do it. You know, you will be the first one um, to go on this certain journey or to go on the certain path or career choice or whatever or calling that you feel you have been called to in life. And there's no manual for that, you know, it's because nobody's ever done it before. But that shouldn't discourage you from embarking on the path that you are on right now. If you feel alienated or if you feel alone, sorry, if you feel like nobody can help, and don't be discouraged. It's a difficult path. All of our Everyone's path is difficult. Some are just more more gruesome and more dreadful than others, mainly because they don't have a manual to go to. They don't have anybody to teach them steps. They don't have anybody to tell them how to do it, when to do it, what's the right way, what decisions to make, and so on. But I feel like that's uh that's a really that's a really good thing you got there, because at the end of the day, it's like, if you look to it in a terms of perspective, I mean, like I said, there's always two sides to everything, or like everybody says, there's always good and bad to everything. So the bad side of it is when you're doing it on your own and you're going to embark on a path that nobody has ever done before and nobody's ever walked on before or even heard of, then you're gonna be alone. You're gonna have no help. You're gonna just, have to figure it out yourself. But the good side of that is that you could be, if you persevere and if you push through and, stick with the failures and the dead ends and hitting your head against a brick wall eventually until that wall shatters. Uh, Hopefully not until you have a concussion, but yeah. Um, the good side of that is that you generally are a pioneer at that point because you're the first one to do it. And if you're the first one to succeed, then you can see yourself as a guide, as a guidance or a light of hope to other people who are wishing or longing to embark on that path. And you can be some sort of a teacher to them. And I feel like that's really inspiring, whichever way you slice it. I mean, even if you don't succeed, which I hope you will. I hope all of us will in the paths that we're on. But even if you don't succeed, that shouldn't be a discouragement as well, because at least you tried. And in and of itself, you can be a teacher and guidance in that way too. You can warn people about what not to do, what better ways you would have done it, so that they can have a much more easier path, or not easier essentially, but a much more laid out path instead of, twists and turns that you had to go through. Give them at least a little bit more hope, a little bit more faith in themselves, knowing that you have a guiding teacher or a guiding light behind them, telling them what not to do, what to do, and essentially telling them to trust their instincts, because that's exactly what you did. And yeah, it's all about just learning, trying to get it right with every failure, trying to improve with every attempt, and ultimately trying to get to the end goal, even if it's not, all sunshine and rainbows and it's filled with a lot of storms. You know, you got this. I mean, there is, at the end of the day, you know, like they say, if you know, there's no better way to do it, or there might be a billion better ways to do it, but at the end of the day, just do it your way. because that's what you'll feel most in tune to. That's what you feel like is right. And I mean, when it comes down to it, you're trying to do it your way anyways, right? You're trying to make a certain thing or a certain outcome happen the way you want to see it. So how else is that gonna happen if you don't do it your way, right? So yeah, embrace the path that you're on, embrace the journey that you're gonna have to go through or that you're currently going through, and eventually you're gonna make it work. It just takes time, persistence, resilience, and patience to make one of make all of life's, wondrous things work out. So yeah, that's all for this talk, guys. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. Take care.